Check this thing out right here. Exactly what I've been looking for. A bone stock 400 stock valve body that was slipping. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these ears off of Nigel STST. I'm gonna bust it down, take it to Nigel's, put it in the wash back and wash it, clean it up, paint it, put together a nice little transmission. I'm gonna get rid of that RTV that's on that transmission pan right there, that red RTV. I'm gonna get rid of all of that. But we're gonna go through this thing meticulously and get him a good transmission that's gonna last, something that's gonna be good. So I'm gonna take it apart first and make sure the pump looks good in it. If the pump looks good, then we're golden. If the pump don't look good, we're gonna have to find a pump for it. But we're gonna start. The pump's the most critical part of the transmission. It's basically your heart. If it has a good heart, we're gonna be good. We're gonna get this thing took apart, cleaned up, painted, put together for his birthday, because his birthday comes up on the 22nd. So trying to get this thing where he can drive it. All right, now I got it cut off on both sides. Here you go. This old 8-bolt should be kind of a later model one. We'll figure it out when we get it took apart. I've never really had. I've had one other 8-bolt, and that's because they had a messed up pump in it. It had a messed up case too. But like I said, they say the 8-bolts are better. I don't know. We'll get into it and look at it and figure it out. I don't know really what the difference is. I know the gear, the pump's a little bigger in the 8-bolt one from what I took apart on the other ones. But I'm gonna take it apart. Like I said, I really enjoy working on 400s. That's kind of just my deal, my personal. I don't like doing it for business, but I like taking them apart. To me, this is like a crossword puzzle or something. I like taking them apart, seeing what's wrong with them and figuring it out. I mean, last year we had a whole lot of transmission issues, but we also had a 400 that had a billet hub. This is all it had, and a valve body. And like I said, we went over 150 mile an hour. Well, we went 150 mile an hour in the 8th with it, with just that hub. And then I changed the input shaft after I broke it. We went 155 with just an input shaft and that hub and a valve body on a 400 that was rated for 500 horsepower. Some say 800. It was designed for a dump truck. So I really like these transmissions. They're good transmissions. They really are. So I don't care to mess with too many other transmissions, but if y'all got one laid behind your house and you want to donate it to me, hit me up in the chat, mail it to me. I'll tear it apart, see what's wrong with it. I don't want to do it, like I said, I don't want to do it for business, but if you want to donate me one, I'll take every one I can get donated. I'll show y'all how I get these pumps out. This right here is just a just a puller. I don't even know where we wound up with this thing. This thing might be like an auto or somewhere like that. It might be an advanced special. Might be a Harbor Freight special. I don't know. But what I do know is it fits perfectly around the side where them threads are. Or where the threads. Where the splines are, it fits perfect. So what I always do is I slide it over top of it and I screw my piece down in it. I get me a pair of vice grips. And I come up in here and I lock me some vice grips on it right there. Around it. Because vice grips typically have a spline that's pretty similar engagement to what it is, and it don't hurt the pump. Let me go and show you right here. Well, I turned it out too much. Almost. Don't put too much. See right there, the splines are pretty close to it. And then I just take and ratchet and turn it. And just pulls it out like so. That way you don't have to pull your pan off of it yet to even do it. Like I can just do it like that. Get it loose. Once it's loose, I just grab a hold of it, pick it up out of there. First things first, with a 400, you want to look at to make sure it's rebuildable. Make sure your lugs are around it. I can already see them, so I know that that's rebuildable. I can't. I'm gonna have to knock this band off because this thing right here was a complete stock one. So I'll take a screwdriver, come over here, pry out, pop this band off. I'll be able to pull that drum out, and then, like I said, you'll be able to see that down in there that the actual lugs around the case are good, which they are. They look good. The next thing you want to look at on a 400 is right here, is to make sure that them Teflon rings has an 8. This don't determine if it's rebuildable or not. This just determines whether you have to have a pump or not. But the metal rings, they'll eat into that one side or the other, and that'll cause it to go through and not you'll have to have a pump for it. So that looks good. So next we're gonna take apart the pump, check it. After I'm gonna go ahead and pop this loose real quick and get this band out and look at it. Now I plan on putting this thing back together completely 100% stock for Caden. I want it to go through and be just a coaster brake and all. And that's what this is. This band right here goes around this drum, and when it applies right here, let's see, when it applies right here, this piston, it locks this drum up, which allows it to be a coaster brake, which is what basically your transmission brake when you go down the road and you let off the gas, and it don't just free spin. Like if they got aftermarket valve bodies in them, they'll just free spin, because everybody deletes that out with the aftermarket stuff. They take that out. Well, if you get out of the road and you're in high gear and you just let off the gas, it just goes to neutral, which is kind of weird feeling. It's I mean, when it's a race car, it don't matter, but with this deal being a little street truck, it matters. I want it to be let's set that down. Okay, so we got aluminum pistons in this thing. And we got some old smoked up, look at that. Huh. Right there's your slip problem. You see it right there? That very last clutch, the material's gone off of it, look. And it got them steels right there. Bam. That's why this thing started slipping. The actual piston seal looks to be, or the piston, I don't see no cracks in it. And I don't see no seal material, so I bet this thing just got old. Somebody might have run low on fluid and it burnt that high gear clutch up right there. That is high gear. This is first gear. This is called the intermediate. I mean, first gear, direct, intermediate. Intermediate is second gear. And I can tell you down there looking at it, the ring looks good on it. Looks like we're going to have us a good transmission. Like I said, we're going to put this thing together. Let me check this pump out. We'll go from there. I'm going to go get some parts for it so we can rebuild this thing, clean it up, put it in. But so far, everything's good. So, the pump, first thing you want to do is the outer pump. It feels pretty good. The inside has a little bit of play, which is kind of normal. The face looks really good on this thing. I don't think this thing's been in here too long. I think somebody might have rebuilt this thing. Just intuition I have or whatnot. So the teeth look good on it. So it just all needs a real good cleaning and put back together. I can tell you, like I said, that thing's tight. It feels good. Tight in a good way. Right there. Like I said, there's not really, I think we got us a good one. Make sure we put the thing back in here the same way we take it out. This thing right here, the gears always go towards the back. Flip it the other way, you'll bust your pump when you put the converter in. But that looks good. Like I said, other than some flakes of, not gonna lie, we scored on this thing right here. This is a later model, you can tell. It has the dual cage sprag in it. It don't have the early style. It has the later model style with dual cages on it. Now this is a 16 element, but because this thing right here is smooth, the cam here is smooth, we can go through and just buy a 34 element to stick in it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to whatever it takes, pick up what I need, pick up a 34 element sprag for it, put this thing in paper rubber, steel. I'm gonna turn y'all on to something. Look at that. I got my sprag. Got everything. I got the Teflon. I went ahead and made sure I got the Teflon ring kit. We're gonna get rid of them steel ones on that pump. On the back side of the pump, we're gonna change those out, and the center support we're gonna go to Teflon. So hopefully it don't wear out. Like I think that's kind of what gets me is the steel rings versus steel. They wear out over time. But like I said, I got the rebuild kit. I got the filter kit. It's the brass filter kit, so it's a good one. Right, like I said, there's the 34 element sprag. So that should help us out on that side of things. We got there you go. Everything we need to go fast right here. Okay, gonna be back at the track before you know it. So he's doing driver's ed right now. He had his first night of driving last night with his driver's ed. Driver's ed teacher said, man, he said, boy, done good. He said, done good. I said, well, he tell you drag race? He said, yeah. I said, yeah, he been over 100 mile an hour before. Like, 14-year-old, he does good. I said, you know, both my boys, they've been driving since they was 3-4 years old. I've taught them. I put them in the car, sat in the passenger seat. When they were tall enough to stand up to hold the steering wheel and give it gas, they were driving me up and down the road. Don't even care. 50, 60 mile an hour. I ain't scared of it. Like I say, Damian, I can remember Damian being 3 years old driving me by himself over here up and down this little road we used to live on. He'd stand up. He was just tall enough to give it a brake and give it gas, and he would stand up. I'd slide the seat back, he'd stand up, and he'd just drive me up and down the road, cruising. But like I said, both of them can drive manuals. They stick shift stuff, they can get in it, move it, drive it down the road. They've both been good boys. They both learned well. But we got, I'm gonna get this transmission back in this thing so we can start getting some shady side testing tuning on some Sundays. I know Cade's itching to go through and drive his truck, so I'm gonna get this transmission rebuilt, and then he can go through and we can get it out to shady side. He has, like I said, he has today and tomorrow will be his last day for driver's ed, and then his birthday's the 22nd, but we couldn't get him an appointment till after the 1st at the DMV because we forgot about it. So it's gonna be a little bit after his birthday before he gets his permit, but he's gonna be driving me around. We'll try to see if I can't con him in the street racing some people. You know how I mean, you know how bad influences are. So we get through and I get an old passenger seat. Y'all want to jump over beside whatever Cade's driving, better look out. He might nudge up at a red light and find out. That's what you do. You nudge up at a red light and see if he don't see if I don't talk him into kicking it on you. Nah, like I said, we're gonna get this transmission together, get him a good one, and that way he can start driving around, because it won't be long he'll be having his license out driving it. So y'all wish me luck and pray for me at the same time. Man, y'all get y'all's Dodge, people. Just want to see what it feels like to be down here in luxury. Down here in luxury over here. Old Zen Performance and Customs. Look at him over here. Man, all fancy working on these high-dollar race cars. Look at him. Look at him over here. The man with the plan. So that's what your difference is. See, this right here is a, this on top is a 34 element. And on the bottom is 16 element. So it has that many more clamping force on it. But it goes up on here, has these little rings that hold it. But it goes on there, it's one way. Boom, so now I gotta put my, I had to get it pushed down on there. But like I said, we're gonna do that little upgrade to it. That's gonna help us out. And then like I said, I got everything we need to rebuild it. So we're gonna clean this thing up, wash it, have got a nice little transmission. And when you install this thing, it should freewheel to the right and lock to the left. So that's how it works. Boom, to lock like that. So now we'll pop our cover back on it. And our snap ring. So it holds everything on it. And we got that little upgrade. We'll take this one right here and we'll just toss it over to the side, because we won't be using it. Toss it down here with the rest of my stuff. And we're good. So let me go start putting this thing back together. Well, let me clean it up first. I gotta pull it apart, take it to Nigel's, wash it, and then I'm gonna put it back together. So, man, looky here. Look, these boys been working. Look out, this morning sent me a picture and the motor's on the stand. I come here this afternoon, the motor's in the car, it's ready to run. Look at this, Nigel ain't playing no games today. Even got the fuel pump belt on, he's ready to fire this thing off. Crank it back up.